Silky Bee.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm gonna talk about my running costs on this car, my Skoda Fabia VRS 2012 model. So I normally do a running cost video on all the cars I have, you know, on every car owned. If you're an older subscriber, you might remember I've done running costs on my other cars, but also another thing is, if you haven't watched my previous videos, I want to mention I had quite a few problems with this car, so I'm gonna go through the problems very fast. If you want to see full details with regard to the problems I had with this car, check out my previous videos, browse through. So I'm not going to mention the cost of the problems, you know, that costed to repair the problems in this running cost video, because I'm just going to calculate and add the basic you know, day-to-day running costs on this car. So as I said, I'll go through quick the problems I had a DSG problem, so they had to change a DSG clutch, and I had oil consumption problem, which had to, you know, go in and, you know, had quite a bit of work done to the engine as well. What else did I have? I had a fuel consumption problem. Overall, this car is not very reliable. As they say, or you get a faulty one or you get a good one. You know, it's just luck with these cars, with this generation Skoda Fabia VRS models. So this car's a 1.4 litre engine, turbocharged and supercharged, just in case you didn't know. And thankfully I had warranty, so I didn't pay for all the faults that the car had. But just imagine, if I wouldn't have warranty, it would have cost me about around between £4,000 and £5,000 to fix the problems at a Skoda dealer. I'm sure it would have been a lot cheaper if you've done it by, you know, an independent garage, but this is the situation I had, and thankfully I didn't have to pay for it, although it was a big hassle. Anyways, let's talk about the running costs of this car, because that's what this video is all about. So I don't know if you'll see it, but I'm just right on top of the M1 motorway. Okay, so let's start with a basic thing: insurance. Now, car insurance, everyone knows it's different prices for everyone depending on many different things, but quite surprised when I purchased this car, checked the insurance quote before, I did find quite a, well, I wouldn't say a cheap price, but compared to other cars I searched for, it was quite, you know, a lot less. I pay for myself £900 a year insurance on this car per year. But this is going to cost different for every person, depends on many different things, as I said. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the fuel consumption. Now, I had pretty bad fuel consumption when I had problems with this car. Now it's giving me a lot better than before, although it's still not, you know, good, put it that way. Even though it's a 1.4 litre engine, I average around 25 to 30 tops miles per gallon, and on motorways it isn't much better at all. So I average between 25-30 miles per gallon roughly. So on a tank, which I think it's a 45 litre tank if I'm not mistaken, I'll get around 300, between 3 and 350 miles, 300 and 350 miles, and that's with normal driving, no, you know, revving it to the red line or anything, just normal day-to-day driving. The next cost I have is road tax. Road tax in the UK, if you're not familiar, you got to pay road tax to have your car on the road. And this car cost me £145 a year road tax for this car. Now here's another cost that it's optional, but I will definitely recommend this if you buy this car: warranty. Now I bought this car from an approved Skoda dealer, so I got it with 1 year free warranty, but I checked if I want to add it on you know, for another year. So let's say when my warranty runs out on this car, I own this car now 7 months if I'm not mistaken. So if I want to purchase it when it runs out, it's, I believe, £400 per year for the warranty on this car. But I would definitely say it's worth it. Just, you know, just think about the costs I would have if I wouldn't have the warranty. So yeah, that's definitely recommended. So that's optional cost. Okay, another thing is you're gonna have is service costs. Now these are prices by my local Skoda dealer, so prices may be different, and also you could probably get the prices for cheaper if you do it by, you know, an independent garage. So for a basic service like an oil change service, so that's like basically an oil change, they charge £159, and for a full service it's £279. Now I personally think it's not that bad, you know, compare it to my BMW, it's like double the price, but it's almost £500. But I know the engine is much bigger than this, and it includes spark plugs and different stuff, so can't really compare it, but I think it isn't that bad, this prices. Now this is basically the main day-to-day running costs I have on this car, you know. And then there's other things like tires. Now these tires, they're not expensive tires, it depends on brands, what brand you'd go for. So like a Michelin, like a good quality tire, for example, on this car is around £70, £80, roughly around these figures. So overall I think the running cost isn't that bad on this car, you know, especially for this kind of car. I know it's not a performance, it's not a fast car, but it is kind of a hot hatch. It's like a, yeah, I would call it a hot hatch. I know it's not, you can't compare this car with an A45 or BMW M135 or, you know, all those kind of cars, but I would still call this a hot hatch. It's got a nice amount of power, and overall I think the running cost isn't too bad for this car. Anyways, I hope this video was helpful. So if you're looking to buy one of those cars, I would also recommend buy a 2013 Model Plus to avoid faulty problems, because it's known that the pre-2013 models have quite a few faults. As I said, not every single car. Some of you guys actually comment on my videos saying that your cars are perfect, and then you can go online and see on the Skoda forums that many people face the same common faults on this car with the oil consumption and all those stuff. So as I said, I think it's luck. So that's really it. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.